What's up everyone and welcome back to my tiny little YouTube channel. Today I want to show you my brand new solar guitar, the A1.6 BD Artist Limited in black with the fantastic Evertune system installed. Before I want to dive into the specs and share with you my thoughts on this evil looking modern metal strut, let's start with a first example on how the solar sounds in a full mix. For the recording I used the NeuralDSP Fortin NTS for the left and the Line6 Helix for the right guitar. I really like the Evertune system, and there's still way too less guitar manufacturers out there who offer the system in their production line. For those who don't know what the Evertune bridge does, I will give a quick summary of its functionality. When set up correctly, your guitar will never get out of tune independently from the weather conditions and how long and hard you play it. In addition, as long as the fretwork has been done accurate, the intonation will be always correct, which altogether makes it an incredible tool for recording. You will never need to worry about being still in tune, and especially if you have a strong pick attack like myself, the intonation will be still fine. But back to the solar. As you could already hear in the first few minutes, the main reason I wanted to buy it is the Evertune system. But in addition I also like the aggressive plain design of the guitar, and as I was curious to test the solar since quite a while, I grabbed it as a B-stock offer directly from their homepage. But how good is the solar in the end? Is an Indonesian guitar really worth 1,200 euro, for which you can already get a lot of alternatives made in countries with a better reputation? How does it compete with all the other brands in this price range, or even with more or less expensive guitars? Personally, I must say there are no clear answers to these questions, but let's have a closer look. The neck on the solar is made out of maple and built as a set-through construction with a 25.5 inch scale. The C-shape of the neck is relatively thin, but also not Ibanez-like and very similar to the Halliburton Amarok I have tested some weeks ago. It has the same matte black finish like the body and feels extremely comfortable to play without being sticky. This is definitely one of my personal highlights of this guitar. And as the neck joint is done brilliant as well, it makes accessing the higher frets super easy. The ebony fretboard has a radius of 13.78 inch, is pitch black with the typical solar logo inlay at the 12th fret, and has 24 super jumbo frets made of stainless steel which are perfectly rounded. Last but not least, on the side of the fretboard you have huge lumen lay dots which look super cool and make the fretboard orientation very easy. The huge pointy headstock probably is the primary design characteristic of the Solar, which slightly reminds me at the comparison guitar. Although I'm a fan of the aggressive metal strut look, I'm also a bit worried about the guitar getting damaged during maneuvering it in my small studio environment. Fingers crossed this will survive a long time. It has some locking tuners installed made explicitly for Solar guitars, which are in the same tasty distressed look like the rest of the hardware and which do their job without complaints. The body shaping is a very tasteful design which reminds me at an ESP Horizon with slightly more aggressive, edgy lines. It's about 4.2 cm thick, made out of 3 pieces of swamp ash and weighs, together with the robust Evertune system, healthy 3.5 kilograms. For the ask price of the guitar, I think it should be also possible to make the body out of 2 pieces instead of 3, which would benefit the look quite a bit. I was really lucky with mine, having 3 pieces which look relatively identical, but I also saw other versions of the Solar Artist which didn't fit together as well. Independently from this, the black open pore finish of the body looks super beautiful and feels super nice in your hand. The installed Duncan Solar humbuckers are exclusively made Duncan design pickups for the Solar guitars and are based on the classic 59 and custom 5 US Seymour Duncan pickups. They are made of Alnico 5 magnets, have a medium output and sound-wise fit very well into the Solar, serving the modern metal genre. They perfectly translate the pure acoustical sound of the guitar, which is slightly pronounced on the highs and lows. So if you're looking for a more mid-rangey, warm-sounding guitar, this might not be your first choice. The switching options on the Solar are reduced to the minimum with just a 5-way blade switch and a volume poti. So no additional tone knob, which I personally don't miss anyhow. A final comment on the Evertune bridge. There are some people complaining the system will weaken the overall sound. My experience is that it might have a tiny little bit of impact, making it a bit less direct sounding than, for example, a guitar with a string-through body design, but still not as much than, for example, on a Floyd Rose equipped guitar. And overall, the benefit of the Evertune system outweighs the small sound impact by a mile. But how is the build quality on the Solar? Before buying the guitar, I checked out different Solar groups and stumbled about a few comments mentioning some quality control issues here and there. To be fair, I didn't find anything which you wouldn't also read about other guitar brands and their quality control, so I wasn't too worried in advance. And luckily I was pleasantly surprised. The build quality of mine is absolutely what you should expect on a guitar in this price range. It has a tiny little scratch close to the 5-way switch, but this was mentioned on the Solar page before and is the reason it was sold as B-stock. Otherwise it is in great shape with perfectly prepared frets, fretboard and paint finish and no scratches. No complaints at all from my side. As you could hear from what I said before, I really like the Solar. It's a great guitar made of quality parts which feels and sounds great and is an instrument you will have lots of fun with. If there is a downside, it's the retail price of €1,200, which is in my view a bit too high for what you get here. If you put it side by side to other comparable brands like a Fame, a PRS SE, a LTD or a Chapman, you either get for the same or even less money even better selected woods, are potentially improved build quality as they are made in renowned factories in countries like Korea or Czech Republic, or you get a solid case included. If you ask me about what price would be reasonable for the solar and the current package, I will probably answer something in the range of 1000 euro. Anyhow, I knew these things before placing my order and am happy with the decision I made. It's a great guitar which delivers for every need a modern metal guitarist has, and if this guitar is exactly what you are looking after, you can't go wrong with it. Did you have the chance to check out solar guitars yet? What was your experience? What did you like or maybe didn't like about it? I'm looking very much forward to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you like my video, please support my channel and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon on my channel.